8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis. A two-hand rip. A brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
It's time for game night, getting you ready for Sacramento Kings basketball.
He's got the bucket!
Game night is presented by Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome inside Golden One Center. It is game night right here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marshall along with the high flyer Henry Turner. As we get you ready for Kings basketball tonight, Sacramento playing host to the Miami Heat. As the Kings on a back-to-back coming off maybe their best win of the year. We'll talk about that because I personally think over 48 minutes last night, that was the most impressed I've been with this Kings squad all season long. We'll debate that and a lot more. And, of course, a Heat team that comes in tonight, they're going to be very undermanned. They got into the altercation on Friday in New Orleans. No Jimmy Buckets. A couple of other players who will not be available tonight. We'll go through the injury report later on in this program. But, High Flyer, that was a lot of fun last night. The Kings get a much-needed win against an elite team on their home floor in LA last night in the Clippers. Nice job by Sacramento.
And you know what, Scooter? I think that's what's made the win so glorifying is that the Kings went in as big-time underdogs.
Yep.
You know, you're playing against a team that got 4 Hall of Famers. You're playing against a basketball team on their home floor and a team that's really trying to make a major push. So for them to go in there and play the way that they did and get that win, that was big.
It was big. Sacramento now 10 games above 500. They've moved into the 5th spot in the Western Conference. They beat a Clippers team that was 37-18 prior, and they still keep the season series possibility against LA alive. They're only 4 games back in the loss column. It gives them hope that they could still possibly get into a top 4 playoff spot.
And you know the cool thing about all of this, Scott, I was just thinking about this on the ride in. You know, we talked about how they just beat LA.
Yep.
Championship or bust team, right?
Yes.
How they beat Denver. The champs.
Yes, 3 times this year.
How they beat Minnesota, number 1 team in the league.
On their home floor.
On their home floor. So that just goes to show you right there that this team is capable. They are very much capable. So, you know, it's not one of those fly-by-night things or they're taking somebody, you know, by surprise. No, this team is straight legit.
No, it is legit. And obviously 2 bona fide all-stars, whether they were in Indy or not. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, again, with huge nights for the Kings. Let's start with Domas because, again, the story needs to get out there. We know it in Sacramento, but we want everybody else to know it throughout the NBA. They apparently don't. Another triple-double for Domas, his 20th of the year, 17 points. He had 15 rebounds and 12 assists. Let's not overlook those 3 steals as well, which were big in that game. And Sabonis now has done something that only 6 players in the history, and I say the history of the NBA, have ever done, and that's post 20 triple-doubles in one season.
You know what, Scott? Let me tell you this. If I see one more player get glorified on ESPN, on any other sports talk show, TNT, all of this about getting a double-double, I am going to explode. I'm like, you guys don't see what Sabonis is doing on a regular basis. He's not a double-double guy. He's a walking triple-double. Yeah. He has almost triple-doubles by halftime, Scott, and he can't get the recognition that he deserves. This is crazy. It's asinine. I cannot believe that the league is looking over this dude. Him and De'Aaron both. It's a travesty. Sacramento has to start getting some type of respect.
No doubt. Agree with you. We'll get into De'Aaron's numbers in just a moment because he was great last night too, especially on the defensive end. But, for Domas, again, to be something that is in such rarefied air in NBA history, I mean, it's something really that you have to sit back and think about a little bit. So he joins Oscar Robertson, Russell Westbrook, Wilt Chamberlain, the Joker, and James Harden. The only other 5 who have ever posted 20 double-doubles in a season.
And we're talking about pretty much first ballot.
Yep, all of those are first ballot Hall of Famers.
First ballot Hall of Famers, and this dude can't even get a look at an all-star game. This is crazy, bro. I mean, it's just, it's so crazy, Scott. I really don't even want to talk about it. It's like, why would we talk about something that I mean, 2 and 2 is 4. Why do we got to debate that?
It seems obvious to us. Mike Brown making the point. His quote was, "The sad part about it is this man didn't even get an all-star bid, and he's one of the 6 in the history, not this season, in the history of the game."
History of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, look at some of the names that's not even on that list.
Exactly. You can read off. I mean, start with MJ.
Thank you.
Start with LeBron.
LeBron.
Start with Magic.
Kareem ain't on there.
No.
It's like, our elites of this game, not today's game, the game period, are not. Larry Bird is not on that list.
Yep. 52 double-doubles now for Domas. And again, instrumental in the win last night. All right, we mentioned James Harden. Let's talk De'Aaron Fox now because the 33 points, the 6 rebounds, 7 assists, that's what he's been averaging for the last 5 games, was special. But for De'Aaron last night, it was about the defense. 3 steals, 8 deflections. When he got up in James Harden's grill after picking up that foul and basically forced James to be unable to dribble the ball for a few possessions, that was special elite defense that we all know that De'Aaron Fox can do, but boy, we sure loved watching it last night.
I tell you what, D. Fox took that man's soul. That's the first time I've seen James Harden looking like somebody else dribble the ball up because I can't do nothing with this dude all over me. I mean, I always say I love angry Fox, and you can tell, Scott, because he comes down and he don't get the call that he thinks he should get, and it's almost like he's like, "You didn't make that call?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, watch this." And that's when it clicked. He goes out and he turns into a Tasmanian devil.
He was amazing last night, and certainly the defense was great. Mike Brown praising him again in today's pregame presser, and he always knew that De'Aaron could be a great two-way elite player. De'Aaron showing it more and more this season, and Mike Brown challenging him tonight. Tonight's a game where you need to continue. If you want to be an elite player in this league, you have to be elite every game, not just when you get up and play the Clippers.
Exactly, Scott. And, I know it's very unfair to ask a guy like De'Aaron to have it going 100% both ways. Even the greats didn't go 100% both ways for the whole 48 minutes.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. But, De'Aaron is the type of guy, and he has the skills enough to where, he can definitely go and lock some guys down at particular moments. If you need him in the second quarter to be Herculean on the defensive end, he can do that. If you need him to show up in the fourth quarter, he can do that. The thing about it is that for this team to go where they need to go, he's going to have to be on at least 2 to 2.5 quarters a game. They're going to need him defensively.
Yeah, our post-game coverage and our coverage of the pregame presser today with Mike Brown, brought to you by Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Overall, the defense was impressive last night, and that was the takeaway for me. And that's why, in my opinion, it was the most impressive win of the year. You beat an elite team. You beat them on their home floor. You play 48 minutes of complete basketball where you hold them below 30 points scoring in all 4 quarters. A team that shoots the 3-ball second best in the league. You're the worst 3-point defending team in the league. And you held them to 8 of 27 from beyond the arc. You got 7 steals on the night. You had a ton of deflections. And for me, it was the most well-rounded game that I've seen the Kings play this year.
They played very well. They definitely played very well offensively and defensively. I thought the way they started out the game, Scott, taking it to the teeth of the Clippers defense. They didn't elect to come down and just jack up threes. They didn't start their game plan that way. They definitely got down into the middle. They used the paint. They had the draw and kick, the drive and spray. I like the way they approached the game, the whole game.
I do indeed. And let me update that. They had 10 steals. They only turned it over 10 times. They had 29 assists. They held the Clippers to 23 assists only for the night and 15 turnovers. So it was just a complete game for them, top to bottom. And obviously we talk about it so much, but when Harrison Barnes is active, 20-plus points, Kings are almost unstoppable.
Exactly. When Harrison Barnes is that guy, this team is rolling because they got a good core of three that's going to get it done. And then when Malik Monk comes off the bench and gives you what he gives you, and Kevin Huerter can stay solid. And then, Trey Lyles can give you a couple. The big fellas do what they do. This team can compete with the best of them.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, we understand Paul George did not play. Get that. But that by no means puts an asterisk on what we saw last night.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, Norman Powell came out and played well.
Yeah, he had 21 last night.
Yeah, he played very well. So, not having Paul George probably was a hit for the Clippers, but you still don't put a drag on that because guess what? They still got three first ballot Hall of Famers. That's just like saying Paul George played, but he had a bad game.
Yep. Mike Brown in the pregame presser too, also saying that he's very happy with what he's seeing in terms of how the Kings defense is trending. It's better than last year. That if they figure out how to guard the 3-point line on a consistent basis, that they will be a really good defensive team. And so, that's high praise from Mike Brown because obviously we know how much he focuses on that side of the ball.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, he definitely wants this team to be better defensively, and he understands that's what it's going to take. My thing is now, like I said, this might be the first time that I look at Mike Brown and say, I'm kind of on the other side.
Yeah.
I usually been with him 100%. 100%.
You guys sound alike.
Exactly. But I'm more so, I like the defense. The defense is good, but we need to get that offense consistent. If the offense is consistent, it makes up for a lot of defensive deficiencies. I'm telling you.
It does indeed. And certainly the Kings, when they get Barnes going and Kevin Huerter's in a better place too. And that's a big plus.
I think Kevin Huerter mentally has finally locked in. I mean, it's just the situations where, his minutes aren't being played with. He's not flipping and flopping in and out of the rotation. He's starting to feel a little comfortable, and you're starting to see a better production of Kevin Huerter on the floor.
Yep. All right. Look at the points in the paint. That was one area where the Kings got outscored last night. But that's because the Clippers were being held from distance. Clips had 62 points. Kings had 54. Our look at the points in the paint brought to you by RT Painting, your reliable and trusted painter in the Sacramento market since 1998. So the Kings, good momentum coming out of the All-Star break. A signature win on the road against the Clippers to get their first win against LA this season. They make the season series now 2-1. They get above 10 games in the margin between wins and losses at 33-23, and a chance now a golden one here tonight against the Miami Heat, who come in who are going to be without a bunch of players. Game night's on the way from Golden One Center. When we come back, we'll update you on the Miami situation. We know no Jimmy Buckets out there tonight. The Kings a chance to get another second night of a back-to-back win tonight. Game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations used leather for water skins, armor, and sandals. Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Nature Wood Home Furnishings. Today, leather is one of nature's most luxurious products. The combination of leather with beautifully designed furniture creates an end product that adds luxury and sophistication to any room. During Naturewood Home Furnishings leather sale, you'll find their considerable selection of leather is flexible, breathable, natural, and maybe most important, comfortable. Whether you're a relaxed contemporary kind of person or you're more classic leather, Naturewood Home Furnishings has color choices and styles to fit your home. In fact, I doubt any store can beat Naturewood's selection. During Naturewood's leather sale, all leather furniture is on sale for a limited time. Sit, enjoy the comfort of leather at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hi, this is Henry Turner, a.k.a. the High Flyer. I've done a lot of amazing things on the basketball floor, but now it's your turn to be amazing. For more than 55 years, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento has helped out the youth beat many odds. Too many littles, especially boys, are still waiting for volunteers, Big Brothers. Volunteers to spend at least 4 to 6 hours a month with local youth who needs guidance and support. So donate your time to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the greater Sacramento area. Get involved. It's easy as a layup. Call 916-646-9300.
Welcome back into game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140, coming to you live from the Golden One Center. Kings at home tonight. It's a rare just one-game homestand as they take on the Miami Heat. Sacramento, it's not going to be an easy week for them whatsoever as they head to Denver for a game against the Nuggets on Wednesday. Then they go to Minnesota for a game on Friday before coming home next Monday night to take on the Bulls. So tough week for Sacramento. A real chance tonight against a Miami Heat team that is going to be without a lot of players. Now, here we go, Henry, okay?
I'm with you. Let's go.
How many times this season have we had this conversation? Kings are coming off a huge win against one of the better teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They come home tonight. They get one of the teams who are without a lot of key guys.
Right.
A perfect setup for them to continue to roll. Now, I'm not saying Miami is Detroit. I'm not saying Miami is Charlotte by any means. This is a good Miami Heat team. They're 31-25. We understand about the Heat culture. We know Eric Spoelstra, one of the elite coaches in the NBA. But having said all of that, tonight, when you look at the Miami Heat roster, they're going to be without Jimmy Butler, who's suspended. And we'll get into that, what happened on Friday. I want to get your take now that you've had a chance to see that. They're going to be without Tyler Hero tonight. They're going to be without Scary Terry Rozier tonight as well. Woo. So this is a pretty depleted Heat roster that's coming in tonight. It sets up well for Sacramento.
That's a hit.
As we've said so many times in this situation, the Kings are the ones that have to take advantage of it.
Right. It makes no difference who is down there in a Miami Heat uniform, because think about it. Yes, those are some starters that's out, but they have a good group of guys coming off of their bench. They're capable guys who know how to play. We're looking at one warm up right now.
Yep.
Kevin Love, a multi-time All-Star. He is capable of getting the job done. So for the Sacramento Kings, they got to come out and be focused. The Kings need every game that they can pull off. You can't look at this game and say, okay, well, we're going to let up. No way, no how. They need to keep their foot on the accelerator the whole time.
Yeah, Nikola Jovic will not be playing as well suspended. I didn't say Nikola Jokic.
Right.
Jovic, who starts for the Heat. So just want to make sure we clarify that. All right, let's go back. The reason why they're without Butler, Jovic, and also no Thomas Bryant, who's a backup center for them as well. That altercation Friday night in New Orleans, it all started with Kevin Love tying up Zion Williamson. I don't know if you considered it a flagrant foul or not. Williamson was going to get a dunk after a steal from Jimmy Buckets. Love put his big hands around him, gave him I guess you could say a bear hug to prevent him from scoring. And when you're trying to stop Zion Williamson, you better apply a lot of pressure or you're not going to stop him. Williamson went to the floor. He got up. Nothing happened between Love and Williamson whatsoever. But then Naji Marshall and Jimmy Butler got into an altercation. Butler pushed him. Marshall grabbed Butler around the throat. But it was nothing real significant. I mean, it wasn't like they were fighting for minutes or anything like that. That got broken up. And then there was another altercation after a couple of minutes where teams were just kind of standing around. Jose Alvarado ended up throwing a punch at Thomas Bryant. Both of those players were on the bench. They left the bench. They were suspended for 3 games apiece. Jimmy Butler gets 1 game. Naji Marshall got a game. And Jovic got a game as well. What was your overall take? Was that a good summary or not?
Pretty much. You know, when I first heard of it, I was thinking, okay, something really jumped off here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm an 80s and 90s player.
It was nothing, right? I mean, Kevin Love was just preventing a shot from going down.
I'm an 80s and a 90s player. That was they wouldn't even call foul back in our day with something like that.
Now, Kevin Love, it was clearly a foul.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, obviously.
No doubt. I mean, a hard foul.
And in today's term, you could have given him a flagrant, but not because it was over the top malicious. It's just it wasn't a play on the ball.
You know, I haven't seen nothing in today's game that's over malicious. You know, guys don't, you know, play the game physical the same way that we did. I mean, that's already been documented by great players. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I guess guys get chippy, they get ticky-tacky, but, you know, I didn't see nothing that warranted, you know, like big-time fines, but that's where the league is. The league don't want none of that. So any little inkling of, you know, fighting or contact that's not basketball related, they going to start giving out fines, except if you're Draymond Green.
Yes, then of course he might have been suspended for the rest of the year based on everything that was going on. Right?
Well, you know, it took Draymond Green to almost choke Rudy Gobert to death before they gave him a suspension.
Yes.
So, but I think right now that they're definitely, you know, putting a cap on it so it don't get out of hand.
Yes. Now the original foul, to the point, Love and Williamson, they didn't get into it at all. Neither one of them suspended or anything like that. That's what started it all. Marshall and Jimmy Butler afterwards. How did you consider that contact?
Jimmy pushed him.
He did.
Jimmy pushed him. And I tell you what, Naji Marshall was about all the smoke because he grabbed Jimmy Butler around his neck like the old school Julius Erving and Larry Bird.
He did.
I thought he was about to choke the hell out of Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah. Jimmy
better be happy. It was a whole bunch of people around because if it was one-on-one, he might have got short end of the stick.
Yeah, but it was pretty short.
Yeah, it was.
It was short in duration. They both got suspended a game, probably justifiable. And then the stuff that was off the court was more because it was players coming onto the floor with Alvarado and with Thomas Bryant. But to the point, I mean, for the Heat, they're also making a playoff run here too. They're 7th in the Eastern Conference. They can ill afford to have players like Jimmy Butler not in uniform.
Right, exactly.
And that's the thing. I mean, it was something that was almost unrelated to what happened between Kevin Love and Zion Williamson. That's the frustrating point if you're Eric Spoelstra.
Right. The crazy thing about it is, you know, you're 100% right, Scott. You know, right now, both of these leagues are so tight for playoff berth and playoff push. These teams that's like kind of on the bubble, you can't afford to have nothing like this happen because you don't have no cushion. You don't have any room for error. You got to go out and play some of the best ball that you can.
Indeed you do. So the Heat lineup tonight, without Hero for injury, without Butler, it'll be interesting to see who they start tonight. Maybe they move Jaime Jaquez up into a starting lineup.
Right.
We'll see. He's been coming off the bench. He's a very, very nice rookie.
Mm-hmm.
But all that said and done, I mean, as we focus in on the Kings about it, the Kings have to focus on their business. And I think JaVale McGee said it as well as anybody has all season long.
Yes, he did.
Good teams, they just find a way maybe to win a game that they should win.
Right.
Great teams come out and from the beginning
take care of business
against teams that they should beat. And this to me feels like one of those games tonight.
Yeah, especially with the undermanned Heat team. You don't come out, Scott, and play with these guys. You don't come out and give these guys confidence. You don't come out and let these guys think that they can walk out of here with a win. You come out, you hit them hard, you hit them often, and you try to take these guys' soul and get them out of here early.
Yeah, and I think Mike Brown issued a little challenge in the pregame press conference to De'Aaron Fox, too, crediting him for the great defense last night, playing at an elite level. He said now for De'Aaron to be truly an elite player, he has to do that consistently, and he has to do it on nights where maybe the Kings are the favored team.
Well, we're going to see what that looks like tonight. Let's see how aggressive De'Aaron Fox comes out. And, and I like that he's putting that on De'Aaron, but I'll tell you what, he needs to take somebody else out in the back of the barn also, and that's i.e. Harrison Barnes, and give him that exact same speech.
Yep.
HB, we need you, bro, and we need the aggressive Harrison Barnes, not the lackluster one that stands in the corner and watches the game like a spectator.
Yep.
We need you to be a very aggressive, because whenever Harrison Barnes is aggressive, I don't think this basketball team is lost.
The record is almost undefeated, to your point, when he scores over 15 points a night and takes over 10 shots. So,
right.
And to your point too, Thursday against San Antonio, he had 5 points. Last night he had 22, and it's not even so much about the points; it's about the amount of shots. He took 5 shots in that game against San Antonio, had 2 rebounds.
And and that was a very winnable, beatable team.
Right.
That is not a Miami quality basketball team at all, by far. So, yeah, there's some wiggle room there as far as, okay, Harrison, you don't have to give us all of that. Long as Keegan's giving us his 10, 12, and Herter's giving us 14, we know we got our 2 big guns. They carry big bullets all the time, and Malik Monk comes off the bench. But if you want to do something special, you want to beat these teams that, are championship bus teams, you need Harrison Barnes.
You do indeed. All right. I mentioned JaVale McGee because it was his quote, which is a great one. Great teams take care of business from the get-go against teams they should beat. What are you making of JaVale McGee right now, his lack of playing time? Obviously, Alex Len took his time out of the All-Star break, didn't play last night because of illness. I do believe he's available tonight, but it was Trey Lyles. They went small ball against the Clippers last night. We haven't seen a lot of JaVale McGee. Your thoughts on that?
You know what? I don't know about that because, Coach Brown has played with a couple of guys' minutes. He's played with Herter minutes. He's played with Davion's minutes. He's played with JaVale McGee's minutes. He's played with Kessler Edwards minutes. The other Keon Ellis. Yeah. He's played with guys minutes up and down, trying to see what he can get out of those guys. So, seeing that it's just JaVale's time, I don't think it's anything big about it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations to where, he feels like you haven't given it to him. And I think you win because I don't know what this basketball team, but I know when we played, you had to win your minutes in practice. You really did. You had to win your minutes in practice. You had to show coach that you was ready and you were willing to do something extra, and then he gave you a look.
Well, we'll see if he gets into the lineup anytime soon, but right now JaVale McGee's been relegated to the Kings bench. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, we're going to go around the league. Chris Paul's returning tomorrow night. Trae Young is going to be out for at least a month. We'll get you caught up on all of that. Game night, as always, is being brought to you by our good friends over at Power Business Technology. Experience how the Power of Family can help your business office equipment needs today. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or go to powercopiers.com. More of Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand float makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
My daughter is normally a little goofball. But after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Her best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at zquill.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Boost Mobile here with a great deal to keep you connected and help you make the most of your tax refund. When you switch to Boost, you get 4 lines for $100, plus 4 free 5G smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy A15 or the Moto G Stylus 5G. We're here to bring you the best phones on America's largest 5G network, so you can get after it. Switching is easy. Just head to your local Boost Mobile store for 4 lines and 4 phones for $100. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back in the game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Heat tonight, second game of their 2-game series this year. The Heat got the better of Sacramento and Miami, 115-106. So the Kings trying to even things out tonight. We'll focus in on that in our next segment. Right now we want to go around the league. Game night brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. As we said going into the break, the Warriors getting a key piece back. Chris Paul is going to return on Tuesday against the Wizards. Golden State playing very good basketball right now. They couldn't finish it off against the defending champs at home yesterday in Denver, but overall trending in the right direction. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, Henry, but just to follow up on that, with Chris Paul back, with the way the Warriors are playing, do they have a chance to make some noise in the West?
I do think so. You know, they're playing decent basketball. You know, they're not Herculean. They're not the old school Golden State Warriors. But I'll tell you what, adding another guy like Chris Paul definitely puts another bullet in their arsenal, you know, to where they got another guy who can, you know, facilitate, who can run a team. You know, Steph Curry doesn't have to do everything. And, you know, we talked about this a lot too, Scott. Once you take a little bit of responsibility off a superstar player, that's when you get to see his stock rise because he don't have to, you know, shoulder everything.
No doubt. And with Thompson going to the bench, you know, Chris Paul started to begin the year. First game they were here, Chris Paul was in the starting lineup.
Right.
Do you think there's a chance that he might move into the starting lineup?
Now that I don't know because are they happy with what they're running with now? Who are they starting at the 2 position?
Well, they've had Podjeski there for a while,
Right.
kind of using that. I mean, they've substituted a lot of different players in there.
They might slide him into that starting position
could.
and just put Steph at the 2.
Yeah, they could.
Let Chris Paul run the point.
It'll be interesting. But obviously, when you get one of the all-time great point guards back, that can only help the Warriors as they're trying to solidify not only a play-in situation, but maybe move their way up the Western Conference. They're currently 29-27. They sit in the number 10 spot. They would match up against the Lakers for a second consecutive year in that play-in round. But they're only 4 games back in the loss column of 6th right now, which is the Suns at 34-24. So there's still a lot to play for there. So Paul comes back. Big loss now for the Hawks, though. Trae Young has a dislocated finger, had surgery on it. He's going to miss at least 4 weeks. And when you look at Atlanta on the other side of the equation, I mean, they're struggling, trying to hold on to a play-in situation themselves. And without Trey Ice for an extended period of time, they're 25-32 right now. They're hovering in the 10 spot. It's going to be tough for them to hold on to it.
They're in the same situation as Philadelphia's in. When you lose your number 1, you lose your all-star, you lose your tone setter, basketball teams have to just try their best to hold on. And, just like with Philly, Atlanta's going to have to play some very good basketball to hold on and try to wait till Trey gets back.
Yeah, the Nets are 3 games back of them. And obviously, when you get that low in the Eastern Conference, these teams don't have great records at all. They're all well below 500, so you don't really feel like any of these teams could threaten it all. I mean, that's the thing that makes the West so amazing this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you mention any one of those 10 teams right now that are in a play-in situation in the Western Conference, I really think you could make a case for any of them making a run in the playoffs.
Any of them, all 10 teams are capable of, if they get the clicking on all cylinders, can be that team that can do something big in this league.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's going to be a race to the finish, and that's why all these games are so important for Sacramento. And it's so close. As we said last night, with the win, the Kings moved out of 7th place to move right into 5th, which put them out of a play-in situation back into the playoff role right away. So we'll see how things continue to shake out. All right, let's go around the league. Let's take a look at some of the games that took place yesterday, and we'll get you caught up on all the games today. The Bucks went into Philly, beat the 76ers, 119-98. Didn't really have any problems with that 76er team without Embiid. And Sixers right now are 9 games above 500, but I don't know how they're going to be able to hold on to a first-round home playoff seed without Embiid. They're currently 3rd in the league, but I tell you what, right now you've got New York breathing down their neck. You've got the Pacers right there. And, in fact, when you look at it with that loss, they moved into 5th in the Eastern Conference right now. So they're out of a first-round home playoff situation. The Knicks did pass them yesterday. The Heat, 1 game behind them as well. The Magic are only 2 games back.
It's going to be tough, man. I mean, they're in the exact same situation we were just talking about with Atlanta. You lose your number 1 guy, and especially with Embiid. Embiid was, he's the anchor of that team. And, you're talking about doing something big. You got to play some great basketball, man, to hold on until he gets back, and if he gets back.
Yeah, you do indeed. Obviously, yesterday the Suns beating the Lakers. The Lakers weren't very happy with the officiating. What team is, I guess, when you lose. They vented inconsistency of the refs after that loss. Teams are getting testy right now because they know how much it means.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because it's coming down to every single game. That's why this game tonight is so big for the Sacramento Kings. If they come out and they take care of their own business, you don't really have to worry about what's happening behind you. You really don't care. If you take care of your business, Scott, from here on out, you're in good shape.
Yep. Games right now going on. The Raptors beating the Pacers in Indy 115-104. That's midway 4th. 3rd quarter, the Knicks at home in the Garden beating the Pistons 86-76. You've got the Grizz getting blown out at home to the Nets 66-40. And then the only other game tonight is Sacramento-Miami. It's a light night in the league after what was a busy night last night for the NBA. So the Kings are going to be on NBA TV tonight, another nationally televised game.
I like that. I'm study complaining about how the Sacramento Kings need to get their respect. Well, this is a part of it. They got to start winning games on the biggest stage, for those guys to start getting those honors, for the guys to start getting that respect.
Yep. All right. So Kings and Heat. Kings have 16 home wins. The Heat have 16 road wins. So we'll see who can get the 17 tonight. Game night being brought to you by the Big Sisters and Big Brothers of Sacramento. If you are a person who wants to do something good in our community, you want to help out a child who could use a mentor in his or her life, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Sacramento, a great cause. Find out more about it. Call 916-646-9300 or visit bbbs-sac.org to learn all about becoming a volunteer mentor. When we come back, we'll break down the matchup. Kings and Heat tonight from Golden One Center. This is game night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Keep it here to Sacktown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Keegan, quick catch, quick strike. There's another one up in the lights and in the well. 10 3-pointers made. Keegan Murray putting on an all-time scoring exhibition tonight.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
What's up? As always, we're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's President's Day sale?
It's the biggest savings we've had in years on new heavy-duty Ram trucks. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4s. And yes, I said 2024s. Plus, we have Northern California's largest selection of Ram trucks with over 500 available. So you're sure to find your new Ram truck waiting at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
$17,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2024s is a big deal. How'd you pull that off?
Hoblet is California's #1 Ram truck dealer and #3 in the nation, which means we have the best selection of the trucks you need at the best prices. No one has a better selection of heavy-duty Ram trucks west of the Mississippi. Plus, when you shop at Hoblet, you're not just a customer, you're family.
Hoblet Dodge, the small-town dealer with big city savings and selection. Start your search at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings after 11,379 factory rebates and 5621 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 1,000 case construction rebate. Must have purchased eligible case equipment to qualify. And 500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible first responder association. Private net savings. Simple VIN 221743.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
I started vaping my freshman year of high school, mostly because all my friends had vapes. I wanted to fit in with them and look cool and be a part of everything that they were doing. The hardest part about quitting for me was all my friends still hitting their vapes right next to me. It was really frustrating and confusing when I was trying to quit because in my head I knew I didn't want to do it anymore, but for some reason my brain still wanted it.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Welcome back in the game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the High Flyer, Henry Turner. Our final segment as we get you ready for Kings Live pregame. That comes up at 6:30 tonight. High Flyer stays. Jason Ross takes my seat. G-Man joins. They will take you until game time. And the G-Man with the call tonight between the Kings and the Heat against Sacramento trying to even out this season series. They lost in Miami 115-106. Game night brought to you by National Garage Door. Call today for your basketball special. 916-638-4554. All right, let's look at the injury report for tonight. Henry, if you want to kick back, put your feet up, maybe get the lounge chair out, want to get some popcorn.
How about I'm going to go
Take some time.
Go give me a slice of pizza or something.
You got a little bit of time here. It's going to take a while to read through this one.
There you go.
Injury report brought to you by Arnold Law Firm, providing justice for you since 1975. If you're injured, call the Arnold Law Firm at 916-777-7777. Good news is Kings are healthy. They've got nobody showing up on their injury report. So assuming Alex Len will be available tonight after missing last night due to the illness, Sasha Vezenkov continues to be out, though. He's been out for the last couple of weeks. He's going to miss a couple of more with that grade 3 ankle sprain. All right, for the Heat tonight, as we talked about at the top of the show, Jimmy Butler's out, suspended for tonight's game for the altercation in New Orleans on Friday. Nikola Jovic also out on suspension. Thomas Bryant also out on suspension. Add to the list tonight, no Tyler Hero out with a knee injury. No Terry Rozier also out with a knee injury. No Orlando Robinson, back injury for the Heat. So they're going to have a tough time suiting up more than 8 or 9 guys tonight. And again, a situation that we've had the Kings in before, a situation the Kings on their second night of a back-to-back just have to come out, be fully focused and ready to go from the beginning.
You know what, Scott? Don't feel bad for them. It's something that every basketball team goes through. And, when the Kings are injured, nobody feels bad. They have to go through it. At the end of the day, the Kings need to come out and take advantage of it.
They do. All right, we will get to see our first look at the rookie, Jaime Jaquez Jr., the outstanding player from UCLA, a guy who was taken mid to late first round by the Heat. And I think a guy who's really surprised a lot of people so far. Not that nobody didn't think Jaquez was a good player. We knew he was. He played 4 years at UCLA. But the fact that he's come in so quickly and fit into this Heat system.
It's easier, Scott, when you're a rookie and you get put into a system to where you're just a piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
It's tougher when you're a rookie and you get thrown on a bad basketball team and they're like, hey, you have to be our franchise. You have to come save us. Mm-hmm. So for him to come in and be a piece of the puzzle, his pedigree. He came from UCLA, high IQ type basketball squad. I'm not shocked that he's playing as well.
No, but he may have to save him tonight.
Ain't no saving him tonight.
Okay. Terry Rozier, we know that he's not playing, but just overall with the Heat, obviously they made the move, moved Kyle Lowry, brought in Terry Rozier. What was your thoughts in terms of that move for Miami?
I just thought that brought in a little bit more scoring on the offensive side. Another point guard that can defend, another bigger guard. I think Kyle Lowry had ran his tenure there. They just wanted to make a move and bring in somebody else in, but you move Kyle Lowry out, you bring Terry Rozier in. I think it's a pretty good move. I don't think it raises you up expeditiously, but at the end of the day, it's a safe move.
Yeah. What about the Heat? Obviously, everybody talks about them as being one of the model organizations in the league. I don't think too many people would argue that. Eric Spoelstra signs the huge contract extension. Heat culture is a real thing. They wear it on their shirts. People know what you're talking about when you say that. What do you just make of the Heat organization?
Scott, from the outside looking in, I mean, it looks like the poster child for the NBA. You would think that every other organization would be like the Heat. They take care of their own. If you're on that team, they definitely nurture you. They take care of their old players. Definitely they looked out for Spo and stayed with him. Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra are on a string. You can sprinkle in a little Alonzo Mourning because he's in their front office. Just overall, just a well-organized, well-ran team.
No doubt, and a team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. This is a team that just finds the way to get the job done. Again, they have more road wins than they have home wins, and it just shows you how consistent they are.
Yeah, I mean, and shows you how well coached they are. I mean, I'm a big buyer in Eric Spoelstra and what he brings to this basketball team. He's the leader. It's his team. He gets the best out of his players. You know, for them to be in a situation that they have been in for the last umpteen years, as far as being a contender, it has a lot to do with him.
It does, and let's not overlook Bam Adebayo, who is a tough cover for anybody in this league.
You know, everybody they bring to their organization, Scott, is pretty much a hard-nosed player, because if you're not hard-nosed, you can't play for Pat Riley. You know that. That come from way back in the 80s with the Showtime Lakers. But you're right. Bam Adebayo is a guy, 6'10", rim runner, block shots, high-energy guy. Any basketball team would love to have him.
They would. All right. All of that means nothing for the Kings tonight. It's about their mindset and what they do at home.
The Kings got to come out and take care of business, plain and simple. No other words around it. No other way to describe it. They have to come out and just straight, flat out win this game.
Yeah. How about Mike Brown? One quote I forgot to bring up where you were talking about De'Aaron Fox earlier. He compared De'Aaron Fox to Tim Duncan. When he first coached De'Aaron Fox in terms of how quiet he was and just how elite he was, especially his potential to be elite defensively, the word Tim Duncan came up. Now, obviously, they don't play the same position at all.
No.
But it gives you a feel of what Mike Brown thinks about De'Aaron Fox and the upside and just his leadership, maturity, everything else.
I mean, that's cool, but for me, looking at De'Aaron Fox, I don't think Tim Duncan had that button to push. I think Timmy just came out and was just so fundamentally sound that he beat you that way. De'Aaron Fox has that in case of emergency, I'm mad push button, and we see it, and it's been displayed out there on the floor.
No doubt, he displayed it last night. He's playing again at his De'Aaron Fox self, averaging 33 points, nearly 7 assists, 7 rebounds. It feels like he's feeling better. He acknowledged that he was banged up after the All-Star break when he had his first press conference after the break, but it feels like, or at least it looks like, he's feeling better than he was a couple weeks ago.
And let me tell you this, Scott, the Sacramento Kings are going to need that because they're in this final stretch. They're going to need a Herculean Fox out there on the floor if they still want to be in the mix of things, and definitely if they want to take control of their own destiny. They're going to need a De'Aaron Fox that's playing at a very high level.
No doubt. One person we really haven't seen play but is already kind of becoming a fan favorite is Mason Jones, not for what he's doing on the court, but for how he's rooting along the bench.
I love anybody that brings the energy. We haven't had a chance to see him on the floor, but a guy that cheers on his guys, even though he's not in the game, he has to be a winner.
Yeah, no doubt. Fans tweeting a lot about him. He's been popular on social media. Other things you want to see tonight from Sacramento?
I want to see the Kings come out and take care of their business. That's what this is about. I mean, tonight, Scott, for me, it's short, it's plain, it's simple.
Yeah.
Take care of business and win this game.
It's important, too. Obviously, every game's important now that we're past the All-Star break. But when you look towards Wednesday, you look towards Friday, Kings have had a lot of success against Denver. They've won the first 3 games against them. I mean, they got to go to Denver on Wednesday. The Nuggets obviously will be ready for that one. And then you go to Minnesota on Friday.
Hey, and don't think either one of those games is going to be a cakewalk. Just because you walked into Denver and beat them the last time, this is a whole different entity. So right now, take control of home court.
Yep.
You want to do something special, Scott? Start your dominant play on home court. Start out that way.
Yep, it starts right here. All right, with Bam Adebayo tonight, what's the cover? Is it Delmos?
Pretty much. I mean, Sabonis to get some. I'm pretty sure if they go small, Trey Lyles gets some. If they go big, then who Alex Lynn or McGee, one of the two. They have enough guys to rotate around to where they can deal with him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how Mike Brown decides to match up against Adebayo tonight. Again, without Butler, without Tyler Hero. It's a short-manned Miami team. It's a golden opportunity for the Kings tonight to get a win at home and to get a chance to just reestablish kind of the home court dominance here in Sacramento. And that's one thing that Mike Brown's talked a lot about. He wants to have a record that reflects how good this crowd is here at Golden One Center.
That's what they're going to need to make this push. They're going to need some home dominant cooking, and they're going to need to be able to create some wins out on the road. Now, we know the Sacramento Kings last year and this year has been able to do that. Playing on the road really haven't bothered them. But this home dominant thing, they got to start, and it should start tonight.
Yep. All right. That's going to do it for game night. Kings a chance to even out same number of wins at home as they have on the road. They've got 16 home wins, 17 road wins. They're going to have a lot of home games coming up here in the month of March. Be a good way to start this one tonight before going out on the road for a couple of games. High Flyer, is always great to work with you. Have a great call tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, the G-Man is here. That means we're getting ready for Kings Live pregame. Jason Ross will sit in my seat. G-Man will join. Gary getting ready for the call tonight. 7 o'clock tip, Kings and Heat. Sacramento with a great chance to win on the second night of a back-to-back. Keep it tuned here all evening long. We've got you covered. Kings basketball right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Beam Team. Whether the night sky is beaming purple or not, stick to the Go Safely game plan. Celebrate a sober ride home. That's always a win. If you're the designated sober driver, be mindful of highway workers and obey all highway traffic signs. Remember to move over a lane when you see amber flashing lights on Caltrans, law enforcement, or other emergency vehicles and tow trucks. If you can't move over safely, slow down and be work zone alert. Go Safely, California, from the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
Sacramento fans, it's more fun to see your Kings hit the court live. And when you need tickets to the next game, Ticketmaster has got you covered with a wide selection of seats available. As the official ticket marketplace of the Sacramento Kings and the NBA, Ticketmaster gives you more ways to find your perfect seat, whether you're making plans in advance or heading to the game last minute. And if your plans change, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell or transfer your tickets. Plus, mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Buy or sell tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
We mark every inch that our kids grow.
Whoa, look how tall you're getting.